sometimes we don't want a static, a dull display. Yeah, we want something like this, blinking or maybe scrolling like this. Yeah. Why? Because user can easily notify by this kind of behavior or this kind of animation. For example, if we want to warn user because there are something happens, so user can easily being notified if we blink the LCD, for example. So in this video I will show you how to do this, so make sure you watch this video until the end if you want to know how to do this. So to do this, let's go back to our previous coding. So again, if you don't watch the previous video, if you don't have this coding yet, you can always go back to the previous video and watch that video first, construct this coding here before we proceed. So in this video I will proceed from this coding here. As you can see, we already have this line, but we want to make it blinking. So maybe we can for example, we wait for 1 second first before it do the blinking. So just wait 1 second by using this delay with 1000 millisecond, and then blinking. For example, if you want to blink 3 times, so if we want to blink 3 times, so we can just use a for loop with the integer I start with a 0, and then it increase 1 by 1 until 3 times. So until 3 times, which means that as long as it is not reaching 3, it will increase 1 by 1. Yeah, so that's it. So from in this for loop here, we will blink the LCD. So to do the blink LCD, meaning that we will have a display to display, and then we call the no display function. So there is 2 function here, since before this we already display here. So this part here we already display, so we want to make it no display first. So therefore we use the LCD dot no display. Again, this is to off the display, and then we just maybe we want to blink fast, so we can just delay for maybe 500 millisecond. We can try. And then from that we display again. So LCD dot display, LCD dot display. So this is one tip. So if you want to know whether your coding is right or not, the color will change. So like if it is capital letters there previously, it doesn't change letter, that it doesn't change color. That's why I know there is something wrong there. So this is how to know if there is something wrong in your coding. So here is basically we on the display again, and then we delay with 500 millisecond again, or 0.5 second. So that's it. This is how we blink the LCD. So if you want to try to upload it, so basically we can directly try to upload this coding. If you have hardware, just click upload. If you have Pro Tools, so as usual, just export compile binary or copy the hash file. If you use the Tinkercad, then just play. So here we can try. So if we try this coding, we can try this coding here. Make sure you upload first. LCD lecture based on your name, your file name. So now we can try to play. So again, it wait for 1 second, and then it blink 3 times. So that's it. So meaning that it what we try to do is working. Then we can continue. If you want to use the now we go to the next part. Now everything is in the void setup. So if we want to repeat the process, so we go to the void loop, and because the scrolling will keep repeating, and that's why we will write it in this void loop here. We want to change with the new information or new data. So therefore we need to delete the previous data first. So to delete the previous data first, so we can use this lcd.clear. Yeah, so as you can see, it changed the color, meaning that the syntax is correct. Now we can write new message. For example, again, this is up to you what kind of message you want to add. For example, I just write this information here. Awesome, like that, just like that. So then what we want to do is we want to scroll this information. So we want to scroll this information, meaning that we can use this for loop again. Yeah, this for loop, which in this for loop, the variable that will be changing is the position. Yeah, the position of the information. So meaning that maybe we can use in position. So start with the 0. So start with the 0, and then it will increase. If we calculate, yes, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. So that's why we if we want to move all of these text here out of the screen, so we need to make sure the length or the movement is up to 14 points. That's why here what we do is basically we check the position. As long as it is not greater, it is not reach 14, then the position will plus 1 every time. Okay, so 14. So why 14? 14 is basically the length of the string. This is the string. Yeah, okay, so that's it. Yeah, this is one thing. And then what we do here inside this for loop, so inside this for loop, basically we want to scroll the display. So we want to scroll the display, so we use lcd.scroll scroll display. Make sure the D is capital letter. So as scroll display where, so you want to scroll display left or right. So we want to go left first. So we want to go left first, so meaning that display left. So again, make sure the L and D is capital letter. So now it moved to the left, one by one, one position until it reach 14. For every maybe we wait about 100 millisecond, maybe, I'm not sure. Just try. So this is if you want to move to the left, and then we want to move to the right again. So we want to move to the right until all the information is going out of the display again. So since as usual I'm quite lazy to write everything, so we just copy and paste. But now the position that we want to move is not up to 14, because if we move 14, it will go back to its original location. So we want to make sure that the information will move out of the screen. So 14, it will go back to the original destination, original location. So to make sure it move out of the screen, the screen size, as we know, it has 16 columns. So the words is 14, the string's length is 14. So when it move 14 position, it goes back to its original location. So if we want to move it outside of the screen, we need to add this 16 column. So meaning that what we do here, 16 plus 14 is 30. So this is depending on your on your string length lah. So if your string length is less than that, so this part here will be different, and therefore this part here will be different, depending on your string length. So if you don't want to use these words here, then you need to calculate depending on your the string length here, the string length here. So for example, again, this string length has 13, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. So it has 14, and that's why 14, and then plus 16, so that's why we get 13. So meaning that this is the length of the string plus with the number of column. So this is the second part here. So now we want to move to the right. So move to the right, just change here to the scroll display right. So that's why I just copy and paste, because it is easy for me to change. And finally, we want to return it back to the original position. After it goes to the right, we want to return it back to the original position, which means just again as usual, copy and paste. If you are not like me, you are not lazy like me, then you can rewrite again. But since if you are just like me, quite lazy to rewrite again, just copy and paste lah. Now it goes back to the original position. Since the length of the length of the LCD is 16 columns, so since it is 16 columns, so if our first words here is here, so to go back to the number 1, so meaning that there are 16 position, and that's why here we change it into 16. So we change it into the 16, which is basically the display length lah, length of the display. That's it. And after goes from left, right, and then it must go back to left. Okay, so that's it. That is the movement. And let's say if you want to pause for a while, so if you want to pause for a while after it returns to the original position, so you can add delay here. If you don't want to pause for a while, then we can just directly upload this coding, or we can directly export the compiled binary. Now we can try to look at our simulations or our hardware. If you directly goes to the hardware, so again it will blink 3 times, 3. Okay, so now it move until the end of the display. It move again, then it go back to its original position, and then it goes to the left again, left, right. So again, as you can see, this is because I don't put the delay after it reach 0, so that's why it return back to the first coding. So this is why it directly move until out of the screen again. So this is how you do the scrolling. It's not that hard, it's not that difficult. Just this coding here, scroll display left, scroll display right, scroll display left. If you want to slow it down, just change the position, just change the delay, increase the delay, and this part here you need to adjust based on the length of your words, the length of words that you use, or the length of the sentence that you use. And that's it. That is the only part for this. But let's say if you want to add something else, maybe you want to add some additional information. For example, I want to go to the next line, which is set cursor as usual. Set cursor to the 1 goes to the next line, and then 1 column, where I want to display the time, for example. I want to display the time of how long does the program has run. So lcd.print, we use this millisecond. Millis means it will store the time in millisecond of how long does the coding or the program is running until we reset again. So after we reset again, then it becomes 1 again. Yeah. Since it is in millisecond, I want to display in seconds. So millisecond, to change into second, just divide by 1000. So this is to display how long the time, how long the code is running. So maybe we can just copy and paste, so that every time it moves, it will show the value. So every time it moves, it will show the value. Yeah, so let's try. Hope it works, because I'm just trying an error here with you. Hopefully you follow this tutorial one by one. Okay, so now let's try to run this coding. Let's see what happens. So again, it will blinking first 3 times, 3, and then it will okay. So as you can see, the seconds is being displayed, yeah, and also moving together with the information. Alright, so I think it's working. So this is how if you want to add the data from sensors, for example, so you can add the data from the sensors like this into your LCD display. So instead of just the message, so basically this is I also show how to display data, and I think that's it. That is some example of different usage of functions that exist in how to display the LCD, which we have the scroll display left, scroll display right, and then lcd.clear if you want to clear the LCD before rewrite a new information, and then we have the lcd.display to on the display, and lcd.no-display if you want to turn off the display. Yeah, that is some of the information that I add for this video. And besides that, there are actually different there are more, basically besides the one that I shown just now. There are more functions, or there are more functions for the LCD here. As you can see here, there are left to right, create character, no auto scroll, which I did not cover in this video. So if you want to try or to play around with the coding, basically in this website here, you can go to this website here, the official arduino.cc website for the liquid crystal, to try these examples here on how to control the text direction, set the cursor, and then accept the serial input data and display it, and many more. So basically there are some that is not covered in this video here. That's why if you want to try, then you can go to this website here and try it by yourself. If you think that the example that I show you is not enough, but basically I think why I just show this only because I think this is the most usual coding, or the usually that I use in my project. For example, the blinking, the scrolling. Other than that, I rarely use, or I think I never use it. That's why I did not show you in this video. And hope you learn something from this video as usual. If it is too fast, you can always slow it down, since YouTube video can slow the video down. And if it's too slow, as usual, you can just skip it if you already have basic in these parts here. Hope you learn something from this video, and hope you enjoy learning from me and enjoy coding, especially enjoy inventing new thing. Try to think what you can do or what you can use based on this coding here. And that's it from me. Any questions, anything you would like to discuss, you can just comment down below, or ask me privately in group message, or in the WhatsApp message directly to me. And that's it. Hope you enjoy again, and stay safe, stay curious, and stay joyful. I'm Ikhwan. May God bless you. Assalamualaikum.